Good morning, Brokebot Nation. It's Remy in the AM, where I limp, gimp, and pimp on my own. And if you don't recognize the Brokebot tagline, then bitches, start listening to our videos and talking with us at cons. But if you're new to the show, that's okay. Most people are. We're still pretty new. But my goal on this show is to create an environment where anyone can talk with me. Excluding, like psychopaths, rapists, murderers, bad people. I don't know. I might kind of want to talk to one a little bit. Like, only a little bit, like, out of curiosity. But, if you are one of those people, like, I don't think I want to talk to you in the morning. I might be a little frustrated, and we might have a cop in here, and you might have handcuffs on you after we talk. But that's beyond the point, guys. Once again, this is just a show where anybody and everybody can feel comfortable talking. Even if you've been watching anime for many, many years, or gaming since the second you came out of your mother, or, you just started looking into it. Whatever stage or level you are at, guys, feel free to talk with me. So, this morning, I was dealt a very deep injustice, guys. My coffee was not on point in many different ways. I got a new coffee. It is the, let's see here, caramel Starbucks triple shot energy extra strength can. Normally I stop at McDonald's, which I'm not proud to say, but my coffee is usually from McDonald's. I hate Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It's disgusting. Let me rephrase that. I hate how Dunkin' Donuts flavors their coffee. I'm not a black coffee drinker. I'm a 500 shots of creamer and sugar drinker with a little bit of coffee added in, actually with like 4 shots added in, and then like 5 more throughout the morning. And yeah, until I'm so jittery I don't sit still. But yesterday I was dying, like just dying, because I had no coffee in me, and so I went to Casey's and grabbed a caramel triple shot. Actually, I grabbed a mocha yesterday. I grabbed a mocha triple shot, Starbucks bullshit advertising thing, and it was fucking awesome. I'm pretty sure literally everybody in my office hated me though, because Remy could not sit still worth a damn, not even for 5 seconds. And I start rattling off like every little thing that's going on inside my head, which creates for some weird conversations and got me scolded a little bit. But that's not today. That was yesterday. Today I went and I got the caramel one, which I wasn't as happy and thrilled about. The mocha one's better. Still does kind of the trick, I guess. But I went to go get my second and third cup of coffee from the break room, which has this machine that creates the coffee for me. And I pushed my button option, which was basically a mocha something. I don't know. It's coffee and like hot chocolate mixed together because my machine has limited options. Anywho, it decided, fuck you, Remy. I'm not going to give you a full cup of coffee. So my first cup came out half filled, and I was like, fuck. Who the fuck do I complain to about my machine not giving me all the coffee that I want? That's just bullshit. And since there's nobody to really complain to, I got my second cup of coffee. And motherfucker, it came out half filled again. So I'm like, fuck. I spent $1 on shitty coffee. That's upsetting. But because I didn't have any more money in my pockets, and I didn't want to use my debit card, I was like, fuck, whatever. I'll figure out something in a minute to get my third and fourth cup of coffee. And so I get back to my desk, and I look at my phone, and I have a text message from my ex, who is watching our son today. And in the text message, it says, "Did you get the coffee machine ready for me?" And I'm sitting there like, did I get the coffee machine? Was I fucking making coffee this morning? Shit, I don't remember making coffee this morning. And I was like, fuck, I was making coffee this morning. And I was like, fuck, no, I wasn't making coffee this morning. I made coffee last night. But I did not tell him that I made the coffee. It wasn't trying to make coffee last night. I did not say that I was trying to make coffee this morning. What I said was, wow, I'm such a nice person, aren't I? Yes, I prepared the coffee for you. Yes, I did. I'm a great ex-girlfriend. I am. And he said, wow, thank you. And I was like, yeah. And we move on. But I'm a little upset that I forgot to make coffee like twice. I was not on my A game yesterday or today. But beyond that, welcome to Remi in the AM. And today we'll be discussing subs versus dubs. So let's break it down. What exactly am I talking about when I say subs versus dubs? Well, subtitles versus another language recording and matching to the anime. Since they are originally in Japanese, let's talk about subbing first, or subtitles. So if you're in my circle of people that watch anime with me, or people that have talked with me at conventions, I personally am not the biggest fan of subs. So this episode's a little bit biased, I suppose. I mean, technically, probably all my episodes are a little biased. I mean, otherwise, they would just be informative, and who the fuck wants that? Anywho, so subtitles. Yeah, you're closer to the original content. I mean, there are going to be little fucking differences here and there with something that maybe doesn't translate the best from Japanese to English. And I mean, you'll see that here and there with like little differences between words that essentially still get the same point across, but are slightly worded differently because a word in Japanese does not translate well over to a word in English, which I just want to put this out there. I have taken Spanish from, I think, kindergarten, first grade or kindergarten, to 8th grade. I do not know really any conversational Spanish. And because I feel like that's because that whole time in my head, a Spanish word, so like for example, hello, hola, basic, right? Super basic. In my head, hola directly meant hello. And this is a very American thought process. I just want to put this out there. And so every word that you knew in Spanish had a direct word in English. Not that word in Spanish is that word in Spanish. It is a word, not it means this in English. No, that's a fucking word. Hola is just hola. That is how you say a greeting. Hola. Our equivalent is hello. So that's really hard for me to wrap my head around. So for me, watching subtitles is a little difficult. So I think that's why I struggle with it. But that's generally the gist I'm trying to get across here in why something isn't quite the same in the subtitles as what it's really being said. And that also depends on who the fuck did your subtitles, and that annoys the hell out of me. You can either have a company that did really great with the subtitles, and they are matched up great, like there are a little bit of differences here and there, but it's nothing like devastating to what's being said. And they're clear, easy to read, they don't run off the screen super fast. Or you get a shitty company that has decided they're gonna speed past breaking shit. They're gonna speed past the subtitles because the person reading the subtitles really doesn't need to know what the fuck is going on, and they're just gonna speed through it. Or the subtitles are too small, and you have to like be staring directly at them to even read what they're saying. Or they're so fucking far away from what's actually happening and being said that you have to sit there and go, did they fucking speak Japanese? Or like, did they hand it over to a person that is in their first class ever of learning Japanese, and they're like, here you go, don't fuck it up. I mean, even if you fuck it up, it's okay. Like, here you go. We are trying to save money on this production, and we don't want to dub it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Subtitles have a great use where you have a really great anime, like phenomenal, and an American company hasn't picked it up yet to dub it over. And you end up with not really minding too terribly much that you're reading instead of really watching the anime. And that's my big problem. I don't mind subtitles. If I have the option, I'm going to find the dubs. If I really, really want to watch something, yes, I will watch the subtitles if that's all that's there, but I'm a very distracted person. I tend to try to multitask while I'm watching anime, which is probably a terrible thing. But I try to multitask, and if I'm reading subtitles, I have to be solely focused on reading the subtitles, which also means I don't watch the animation as much. I don't look at the artwork. I don't really see what's going on. I'm just reading what's going on, essentially. I suppose that means I can't really multitask that well, and I should probably stop trying to fucking multitask things. I mean, if anybody knows me, you know damn well I don't fucking multitask well at all. I'm sure my supervisor would agree with that statement just like 100%. But let's move over to dubs. Dubs I like to an extent. And a little bit of this is also going to be featured in my next episode of what makes a good anime, and how dubs and subtitles and voice actors can either make or destroy an anime. But when it comes to dubs, where the Japanese audio has been pulled and replaced with an American or English-speaking voice actor, or really whatever language they're dubbing it into. I think Spanish was like the other one I see most prevalent. And these are very often, they have the same voice actors. And that's like one of the things that does frustrate me about English dubs, is that honestly, once a voice actor is established, it's that voice actor you're going to be hearing a lot of. I mean, you've got voice actors like, and okay, bear with me, I suck at pronouncing names. Most people do. I kind of suck at it. So if I'm pronouncing a voice actor name wrong, a character name wrong, get the fuck over it. Like, I'm not a snob about that sort of, except one name. One name that, like, it drives me insane when I hear people mispronounce it wrong, and that's Inuyasha. But it drives me insane because you can see how the name is fucking spelt. You can hear how goddamn every fucking voice actor pronounces this name, and you still get people that pronounce it Inuwasha. No. Yasha, not wa. No. It makes me mad. Anywho. Back to voice actors. Like, you've got Todd Haberkorn. And I love Todd Haberkorn. I just want you all to know this. He is a very quirky voice actor. I got to see him on a panel for, I think it was Full Metal Alchemist. I could be wrong. No, I want to say it was Full Metal Alchemist back in like 2012? 2011 maybe? No, I could drink. It had to be 2012 or 2013. I was very drunk that year at the convention. And we went into the Full Metal Alchemist panel. Super excited. And I genuinely just enjoy Todd's personality, it seems. He was in the panel, and he was all the way to the right. And you just watched him go from, like, almost bouncing off the walls and excited and just crash. Head on the table, barely acknowledging things, picks head up, only to make snide comments here and there. Not snide, but like quirky comments of, haha, just making light of situations or joking around. He seems like a fun guy to me. I love the work he does. He does a great job with all his characters, I feel. You do get a little bit of variation with Todd as well. I mean, granted, you're going to recognize his voice in a heartbeat. You've heard him in things like Soul Eater. He was Death the Kid. He was also in Sergeant Frog as the sergeant. I don't remember if the frog had a different name or not. Super cute little anime, though. I definitely recommend Sergeant Frog. It's so fucking adorable. It's just too cute. I love it. We have people like Laura Bailey, where you have her as Maka. Toru Honda, where I know her best as. So anytime I hear Laura Bailey's voice come through, like, it takes a minute I feel, for people to recognize her voice too. Like, she does a few different variations of her voice where it's like, okay, well, she's trying out different things and whatnot. But, like, you can hear it. As if you've seen Fruits Baskets, her voice is kind of ingrained in you. Like, it's kind of your heart and soul a little bit because she did such a great job with Toru. And so when she kind of gets that soft little voice going in another anime, like, you can pick it out pretty quickly. Like, oh, that's Toru. Like, that's Laura Bailey. And she's married to a very gorgeous voice actor that I love him. I do. I went to, like, almost all his panels. But she is married to Travis Willingham, who did the voice of Roy Mustang. And, you gotta wonder sometimes, or at the very least, I wonder sometimes, do you ever think, like, and this kind of goes for actors in general, too, like, do you ever think, like, they ever role play in the bedroom? Like, do you think, like, hey, want to be that character from such and such? And he's like, yeah, how about you be this character from such and such? Let's do it. And, like, I think I would pay to have that record. Not like I don't want to hear the sex noises. I don't think I want to hear that. I think that's for another video. But just, like, I think it'd be a hilarious recording. Like, you pay, like, a few bucks to hear the recording of, like, Roy Mustang and Toru Honda doing the naughty in the bedroom. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. And then you have, and I'm gonna fuck up his last name, but he's a very large voiceover actor, Vic Minoga. I've never known how to pronounce his damn last name. But either way, he is most famous for Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. And I forget who I was talking to, but after a few conventions, there are after parties. And people from the panels, people that work the convention, will be there. And I was talking to a group of people, and they had said that Vic was at a party, and that he was just going off about how good he was. And it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for him. Sorry, I had a moment there where I was like, he put a bad taste in my mouth. But I guess they said he seemed a little conceited. I don't know. I've never met the man. He's a little too feminine for my taste. He's a little too in touch with his sensitive side for me to like listening to his panels and like listening to interviews with him. Like, I'm not so much... I'm a fan of anime. I am a fan of voice actors. I am a huge fan, don't get me wrong. But I separate it from... He is not that character, y'all. I just want to let you know that. Like, he is not Edward Elric. That character is literally a character. So, when people are referring to what they do for work as, like, essentially them, or are super, super in-depth into it, where they essentially feel like that character is real, I get turned off a little bit. Like, I would rather pick it apart as, like, a character. Like, it's your work. It's what you do. But he gets a little bit too into it, in my opinion. So it's a little for me. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Vic. I'm not a huge fan of his work. He did it. Don't get me wrong. He did a great job, but he always plays. It's always the same voice. It's always, yep, that's Vic. Yep, that's Vic. Yep, they used Vic again. They use him a lot. He gets a lot of big roles, and he is a well-known name through the anime English voiceovers. And I'm tired of hearing him. What it's boiling down to really is I want new voice actors. I really do. I want new good voice actors. But I mean, you do have the always great, I will love them till the bitter end voice actors, and I'm always pumped to hear them or see their name in the cast, where you have like Steve Blum. Steve Blum? Blum. Either way, you may know him as Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, or Christopher Sabat from like My Hero Academia, All Might, or Johnny Young Bosch, I do believe his last name is pronounced. Vash the Stampede from Trigun. These are iconic characters. Like, just absolutely amazing characters that the voiceover actor did a great job, and they made that anime. Like, absolutely made it. The guy who does Spike, Steve Blum? I'm gonna go with Blum, Steve Blum. He is in like everything. I just want you guys to know this. Like, if you take a minute to look up his acting history, like, he's in everything. Like, things you wouldn't even expect. Um, and I like that. I like that those three actors, like, they vary it up. They're good actors. I'm always happy to hear them in a series. They make that anime. Um, they make whatever they're doing their own. Granted, yeah, they are a little bit typecasted, but that's going to happen. But like I said, those are really big names. We'll go more in depth next weekend when talking about actual voice. Like, I plan on doing an episode with just voice actors, like getting you introduced to different voice actors that are out there. And I'm really hoping, and this is kind of like a pipe dream, I know it, but if I can manage to maybe get a few interviews with voice actors, I'm hoping to maybe get a few of them on a phone. I don't know how possible that is, or maybe even an email. I don't know. If I can maybe track one down at a convention, be that stalker. I tried getting a press badge for ASIN. I was a little sad. I'm not allowed to have a press badge until we've been operating for a year and have all this fucking credentials and shit. I feel like I should just maybe be able to pay a little bit of a fee and go do what I fucking want with a press badge. However, I do believe that falls into the category of bad people getting things they shouldn't be having access to. Like, a badge that says, hey, I get to be here and talk to you. Hi, I'm a serial killer. Probably not the best, but hey, if it works, it works. Oh no, my phone is doing terrible things, guys. But getting back on track of subs versus dubs, when you do have those dubs, like I said, I'm a dub fan, but you do get it where you have those new actors, and it kind of goes hand in hand a lot of times with, you have a new actor, but it's with an anime that may not be like the greatest. Like, I mean, it's understandable. You're not going to go ahead and hire high-end voiceover actors that are going to cost you an arm and a leg on a series you don't know if it's going to be all that great or not. It's probably taking a gamble that the production company just does not want to take, which I get. I totally get that. I was watching a anime this morning, that I don't hate the voiceover actors. I don't. However, the anime itself really isn't the greatest. I don't know if I can find it again. I came across it while just kind of traveling through YouTube. So I don't remember the name of it. I'd have to actually search and look. But it is about about? It's about a girl that gets sucked into like this contract that her grandfather was gambling, spending money, eating everything in the spirit world, and to pay back his debt, he offers his granddaughter to the ogre king, ogre master of this inn or whatever, of this district, as marriage, for marriage. And so, like, she's like 19, and he ends up taking her over to, oh, I forget what they called that realm, but like whatever, the spirit world. Not even the spirit world, but like the demon world, uh, demon dimension. Anywho, it's a lot like this manga called Blackbird. A little bit different here and there. They still have Tengu in it. And so basically, anywho, she decides, no, I'm not fucking marrying you. I'm gonna go open a restaurant down here, and I'm gonna make money to pay you back for my grandfather's fuck ups. In a nutshell. And of course, this is an anime and a romantic anime. So basically, you can already tell that over the course of her trying to keep open this restaurant and her trying to pay back the loan, of course, her and the ogre king are going to fall in love and get together and probably get married at the end of it. It's very predictable. It's cute though, and that's usually what gets me. But anywho, it's got voice actors that I'm not quite familiar with in it. But it's not the best anime. It has a predictable plot. Its artwork is lacking. It has very limited movement in it, which is often kind of a low production value giveaway. Like, hey, we didn't spend too much time on this, or we didn't have much money for it. Either way, it's just not the best anime out there. But I liked the voice actors, so I kept watching. And that's how I feel like dubs can kind of save an anime. But they can destroy it too. They can absolutely freaking destroy an anime. So, like, for example, you have a really great anime, Fruits Baskets. I want to say I watched it in subtitles the first time I watched it. I'm pretty sure the first time I watched it in subtitles, and I don't think I watched the whole thing. I think I got bored because I wasn't a huge fan of watching the subtitles. So when I saw it in English, I loved it, except for one character, and it drives me insane, and it's a trope, and it's a shitty trope. Aya, Ayame, Ayaya, I can't remember his name. He's the fucking snake, and they just made him so flamboyantly gay, like such a stereotype. And it sat weird with me. It didn't seem like a character anymore. It just seemed like a character, like someone stupid or silly to put into it that's not realistic. Whereas the rest of the show was pretty like even keeled. Like, yeah, they had their moments where like a character's a character was like overly done, like Haru. Black Haru versus White Haru, where he goes crazy and then he's calm. But that's just still kind of true to the character. It's not necessarily, I feel, a running joke, whereas Ayame, I want to say it's Ayame, was a running joke. Or Aya. I'm pretty sure it's Aya. You know, guys, I have a phone in my hand and I can easily Google this, but I don't want to. Either way, great anime. Majority of the other actors, great voiceover actors. Also, I can't wait for the reboot. I'm super excited. I'm not a huge fan of the artwork. I thought I was. I don't think I'm a huge fan of the artwork. I don't think I'm a huge fan of the fact that it is a complete reboot and not just an extension of where it ended. I was just kind of hoping for like season 2, not I have to rewatch the entire fucking series over again. Damn it. But anywho, still super excited, and we will be covering that when it comes out. And then you have, like, for example, Toru Honda. Once again, great actor. Laura Bailey did a great job with Toru Honda. But like I said earlier, anytime you hear Laura's voice, immediately it's, oh, hey, you did Toru Honda in Fruits Baskets. So I feel like it can typecast you. So I mean that's a good and bad thing about dubs. But you can also have a great anime which just murdered by the dubs. And where, hey, you would just rather kind of watch it subtitled because the dubs just murdered it. And for me, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from this, that's Yuri on Ice for me. I hate the dubs on it. And that's solely because of them trying to be Russian or Ukrainian, wherever they're from, supposed to be from in it. I can't stand listening to a fake accent. Drives me insane. I used to work with a lot of people from Europe and a lot of Russians, a lot of Russians, a lot of Ukrainians, a lot of Polish people, a lot of Bulgarians. I know what the accent sounds like. And to me, the accents in Yuri on Ice were just super fake. And that's also my problem with subs, though. When you have people that are all for subs, right? Like, they won't watch the dubs. They think the dubs is like a bastardization of the anime, taking away from the original. Here's my thought process on that. Do you speak Japanese? Like, have you been speaking it since you were little? Enough so that you can hear the different inflections, that you can hear the dialects, that you can hold a fucking conversation, and by vocal cues, you'll know what that person's attitude is, or that sort of thing. So when you get people that are like, well, it was completely wrong inflection, or they don't have the right tone, or it sounded super silly with the dubs, you don't fucking know if that Japanese actor is really a shitty actor. I just want to put that out there. You think they're good because you don't speak Japanese. Now, that has like a little asterisk next to it. If you speak Japanese, if you know the inflection, awesome. Kudos on you. You're one of the few. Most anime watchers in America, I feel, do not pick up on that. They just like the authenticity of the original. They just like having the exact wording of what it was that was said. Me, I don't want to read my animes, okay? I don't want to read them. And on top of that, I don't know what the inflection on the words are. I don't know if you're a good Japanese voiceover actor or not. I cannot recognize your voice from anime to anime, so I guess that might be a plus, depending on how you look at it. But I'm not going to resonate with it because I can't, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't bond with a voice that I don't know what they're saying. I have no real ties to knowing what they're saying. I don't pretend like I do. If I'm listening to like Japanese music or like J-pop, K-pop, whatever it may be, which I really don't listen to too much, but here and there. It's literally just I like the sound of it. I'm not listening to the words. I'm not looking up the words. I just like the sound. But whereas people that are super into dubs seem to always claim that it has better acting. You don't fucking know that. Don't claim that unless you can prove to me that you speak Japanese like perfectly. You don't get to claim that shit. Like, you don't. Or there's an anime. I read the manga first, and that's Skip Beat. Super cute anime. I'm sorry, super cute manga. I watched the anime in subs because I really loved the manga. It's one of my favorites. And so I was like, fuck it. I really want to see it in the anime, so I'll just watch the subs. I still really loved the anime. Um, the subs weren't like bad. I could read them. I had to pause maybe here and there for a minute. Overall, it was still a good anime. And then I just recently saw, actually today, that sorry, my leg's asleep, so if my voice is being strained, I've got like pins and needles going through my leg right now. Um, I recently saw today that they have a dub version out, so I'm like, awesome, I'm gonna go fucking find it, I'm gonna watch it, this is gonna be great, I'm so excited. It was shit. I was so devastated, I was irritated, it was not right. I was upset. They had new voiceover actors. They could have done such a great job. And it was terrible. It's shit, guys. Just shit. However, I do think they had, I think it was a fan sub, honestly, or a fan dub, which, if you don't know what a fan dub is, it's where you have fans that are literally just dubbing over, which some of them are good. Don't get me wrong. There are some out there that you're like, fuck, why are you not doing this for a living? But, actually, they probably are doing it for a living. Um, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I didn't look at the voice actors. I didn't look at the casting. It was just shit. Like, that's all I can really say for it. Um, so, like, I stopped watching after the first episode, which, like I said, one of my favorite animes, and I was just so let down. So I can see where, like, things like that, where they dropped the ball with the voice actors. I can see where that's frustrating for people that really like subtitles. Um, But I did also find, and this is jumping topics a little bit, but not too much. I did also find that there is a Taiwan drama for Skip Beat, and it looks adorable. And it's subtitled, which, fuck it, whatever. But I started watching it, and the subtitles aren't the greatest. Um, and like there's itty bitty like grammatical problems in it. Like they refer to her and she as he and him. Um, Whoever translated it, I feel, didn't have the greatest grasp on pronouns. Or like itty bitty like differences. Like they just kind of use the wrong word choice. Like instead of where, they would put like when or something like that. It's itty bitty things. So not that big of a deal. Like you can read it and be like, ah, that's a fuck up, but I can still figure out what they're talking about. Um, so that's not that big of a deal. I'm super kind of excited about it. It seems adorable. Um, they changed a few things here and there, like names, but I mean, I don't I don't look at the live action um, version of an anime as like it has to be exactly the same. There was a manga I read back in like high school and maybe a little bit outside of high school, like in college, early college, called Hana Kimi. Adorable manga. I loved it. It's super typical. It's about a girl who goes to an all boys high school to be closer to a high jump a high jumper who is going to like some big college or something. Anywho, she goes to stay with this high jumper. She ends up meeting him. They end up getting a room together, and she pretends that she's a boy. And it's all about how she has to keep secret that she's a female in an all-boys school, which would never really happen in reality. And is kind of a typical show choice, plot line choice for anime. And so he figures out right away that she's a she, and like his best friend falls in love with her, but he thinks that she's a guy, and so he thinks he's gay for like 90% of the show, and then at the end he's like, "Fuck yeah, you're a chick. I'm not gay. Wait a minute, I don't understand things anymore." Super cute, and the who did it? I think Korea did the live action for it. Super adorable. Still loved it. It was in subtitles. Super cute. I really like live actions of a lot of animes. They're super adorable. I have a soft spot for adorable shit, like most people. But getting back on track, when it comes down to it, subtitles versus dubs, it's really just, I feel like it really depends on the production company. Um, I really feel like it depends on the person, what you're looking to get out of it. Me, I'm dubs. I love my dubs. I love my English voiceover actors, even if they are the shitty English voiceover actors. Next episode, which I'm hoping to get up tomorrow, is to demonstrate subs versus dubs. And for that episode, I'm going to be reviewing and talking about ghost stories. If any of you have heard of ghost stories, you know it's infamously. And I think it'll be a fun episode. It's a good anime, but at the same time, it's a terrible anime. It's interesting to say the least. I look forward to talking about it with you guys. If you have questions, if you want to join in on the conversation, as always, shoot me a line. You can always message me in the comment section underneath the videos. You can always message us in an inbox. I'd love to discuss it with you guys. As always, like our page, subscribe to us on YouTube. Once again, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube. I think we still have a Twitter account. Somebody hacked into our Twitter. Well, not really hacked. They figured out our password. And they got into like our Instagram account and our Twitter account, I think, and just deleted everything. So we had our accounts deleted. So I think we have a Instagram back. I'm not really sure. I know we have a Twitter page. If not, you can always find me at Remi What the Fuck. But as always, stay cool, stay tuned, and stay loving anime.